Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Sunday, which means it's time for another Nozz watches Goblin Slayer. So in the last episode, Goblin Slayer did a dust explosion, and they skipped the team seeing. Okay, so I'm going off of comments here because apparently the thing happened where they skipped the thing. Apparently in the... Did I say comic? I'm a fucking retard. In the novel, manga, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the team went ahead and they met the Beholder ahead of time. So Goblin Slayer was like, you know what, let me try something fucking stupid. But... Or something like that. It was not super clear because whenever I read comments now, I'm having to like dance around the second I see something that could be a spoiler. I'm like, no! But for the most part, people are good about it. So... Alright, so that's just lack of information, and that's fine. But regardless, they blew up the Beholder, which they can't call a Beholder, otherwise wizards near the sea will fucking sue them to death. And then there was a magic mirror there, and I guess they're gonna figure out what the fuck this magic mirror does. Oh boy. So let's see how what would happen, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, and go. Yes, the goblins! The goblins been worshipping the mirror. Must have been it's like a communication thing with an evil emperor or something. This mirror's probably a goblin! Like, they've just been using it to communicate with, like, the fucking Dark Lord or something. Let me in the mirror! He just jumps through it. How'd they get that through there? Was it jumping through a mirror? A gate?! Oh god. Burn it down! Burn it down! We don't need another one of those! We don't need any more gates, thank you! So, was that the green moon? Because that environment looked pretty green to me. I'm going to smash the mirror. That's the best. I like this, like, strumming in the background. Like this guitar, like... This is the guitar of murder. Oh man, if only he still had that fucking grenade. Smash the bastard thing. I thought you wanted an adventure, elf. I thought you wanted an adventure. Smash the fucking thing. It's a mirror. Or at least make an attempt to smash it. Really? Really, you gonna... That probably made him sound fucking crazy if he said that out loud. I'm not sure. What's in my pocket? It's a gun. But... Okay, so... That environment looked pretty green, despite the fact there was no grass. So is that a portal to the big green moon? Like, did that just confirm that goblins come from the fucking moon and get summoned through these goddamn mirrors? I mean, also, who was summoning them? Like, leaving a beholder there is all well and good, but like... Like, there was like that big monster down that we saw like a little glimpse of before, but... Was that the Goblin Champion? I'm going to admit, I don't remember. So there's either a big boy down here somewhere they're going to have to fight and kill, and you'll be like, no! The Dark Lord promised me... And it's just gonna be one of those things where it's like, hey, adventurers, breadcrumbs, follow the breadcrumbs, you fucking pigeons, for fuck's sake. And Goblin Slayer's gonna go, but no, it wasn't a goblin, though. We're the goblins. Bring me a goblin. Oh, jeez. Also, has everyone seen the fucking the Schmuck Squad, Smuck Gang, whatever the fuck, Goblin Slayer abridged? And their Goblin Slayer is essentially how I perceive him, except they added in a little bit of Alex Jones. Fucking great. She's got 1 arrow left. Wow, Elf, you kind of suck. The wall was a goblin. It was necessary. Everything's improvised if it's not specifically machine. That's what the word improvised means, you dink. Alright. Hey, see? He does care for the priestess. Oh, man. Smash the fucking thing. Like... I mean, to be fair, the dwarf has probably some of the strongest magic so far. Like, putting people to sleep, throwing big fuck-off rocks. Like, I'm pretty like... You are always bratty. It's your defining character trait. Like, as time goes on, these goblins get better and better armored, which makes me think that the GM's just going, okay, for fuck's sake, let me just throw more damage resistance on these fucking goblins, because I need to up the challenge level. And that was good use of CG right there. I almost missed it. She's only got 1 arrow left. All those little fucking, like, notches on her arrow have to fuck with the aerodynamics. She only had 1 arrow left. Where is she getting all these other ones? We saw her quiver. She had 1 arrow left. What the fuck? Man, it's a good thing she's rolling high on her fucking... Oh, look, arrows covered in goblin shit. Wow, these goblins suck. Arrows don't work on skeletons. That's, you know what? At least they're actually acknowledging that. It looks like it's built into the wall. The fucking Brontosaurus! Fucking Brontosaurus! Mine, 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 mine! Now she's only got 1 arrow left. Like, she only had 1 arrow before. I mean, there's all the arrows that fucking hit near you. Like, there's a bunch of them embedded in your barricade covered in goblin shite. His weapon is just a sack of rocks. I love the dwarf. The dwarf is a good boy. Dwarf is a good boy. It was this guy, right? There was the guy we saw in the little... I think it was. Just a big sack of rocks. Oh, that's fucking great. Does say something about how shit these goblins are, though, doesn't it? They die from just just a sack of marbles. What, are they gonna go through it? Oh no, they're gonna make the goblin smash it. Oh no, he's rolling the dice. He's activated his fucking... He's activated his fucking Kekai Genkai. Wait, they're gonna collapse the roof? They're gonna collapse the roof. I I don't think the mirror is gonna protect them from that if they collapse this fucking thing. Also, aren't they underneath a city? Like, I mean, I guess it's a good thing he's... Oh, the rocks go through the mirror. You don't need to activate the mirror or anything. The mirror is just a portal. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That's fine. That works. But they also just collapsed a section of the city, did they not? You get used to it. Yeah! I mean, it's a good thing the thing just activates passively. Yay for Lizard Man. Just... Just like, they just tap it to look inside, all the goblins are fucking crushed. They look up at the moon, there's a chunk missing. How lucky! How would you have known? Well, that's a good way to try and kill him, for fuck's sake. You know, Goblin Slayer, I heard that elves are related to goblins. Like distant cousins. Hello, yes, I am CG behind the CG water. Aha! What do you know, girl? What do you know, Titty Pope? I rolled high on my intuition. And he just happened to get it right on the first try. Fuck you, Titty Pope. Fucking just got lucky. Imagine if, like, he just asked literally everyone just on his way up. It was almost as if it was placed there by some sort of game master. In a game run like this, I think paranoia is probably to be expected. It's almost as if he is one. You super are. You're part of the guild. You take quests from the guild. You are an adventurer. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I thought that was weird, but I put it down to just shitty game master. Okay. Yep, here it is. Breadcrumbs. And yet he's coming back, right? The goblins have already been attacking you. The sect? Wait, as in a different, like, religious order? What? You're not a goblin. Oh, for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. And the DM continues throwing titties at the Goblin Slayer, because of course he does. So the goblins are underground, and they were using the mirror to come through as part of some bigger plan. And a rival religious sect was planning on taking her out as well. So she sent the alligator down to fuck shit up. But the alligator couldn't get to where she needed it. So she called up Goblin Slayer to get good PR. So I broke it. Aw, alligator bed. Yay! Goblin Slayer has no need for pithy trinkets. Though if that goes to the Goblin homeland, wouldn't it be like in Goblin Slayer's best interest to like keep it around, like keep it so things can't come through it, of course, but keep it around so if he ever feels the need to, he can just jump through for a couple days of a couple days of excitement. Like, you know what? There's no goblins here today. Guess I'm going to the moon. It's almost as if the goblins are very good at breeding themselves. I don't care. Goblin Slayer don't care. He don't want the goblins to go away. He's got stuff to do. I'm not in the business of saving you. I'm in the business of killing goblins. He's so fucking great. Oh, God. I'll find a way to get in there. Give me a shovel. Local man discovers goblins exist in dreams. Discovers way to enter dreams. Oh, that's such a hard fucking pivot. Save me, Goblin Slayer. No. Oh, that's fucking great. So fucking like. Oh god. This is a shitty DM, like trying to get his story back on track, and fucking Goblin Slayer out of spite is going, no, fuck you. Who knew there could have been cat girls behind it? I love the dwarf. Dwarves are great. If a fantasy world really existed, I'd want to hang out with the dwarves. I'd go live in a mountain with them for a bit. Who put a feather in my helmet? Was it a goblin? Not take. I'm going to try and see if I can have armor made for this bird. It seems to really hate goblins. He's going to make ice cream. How can I weaponize ice cream? How do you make ice cream? Might have to ask Cowgirl about this. Come have some ice cream, you fucking bitch. Ice cream for the ice queen. She's going to punch him instead. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Alright, so... Oh, boy. So, okay, so... And I'm trying to gather my thoughts. I'm just like, that went so fucking quick, it's hard to fucking do so, but... So, the Revelaton there with the fucking... With the fucking, mirror. Like, I'm not alone in thinking that just goes to the moon, right? Because, like, that area on the other side, it was rocks, but it was green. Which is kind of weird, but... Like, so I don't know if that's just, like, a tint that the mirror puts on things or what, but... It looked like it was hinting that goblins actually do come from the moon, and they're being summoned through these mirrors, right? So the goblins are aliens. Which makes that abridged thing, making him Alex Jones, make sense. Fuck. but yeah, but like that's neat. But sealing it up with concrete, putting it at the bottom of a canal. Am I the only one that thinks that seems a little bit wasteful? Yeah, stop people from coming through it. Like block, like I don't know, like put it face down on a floor or something so it can't be lifted and chain it down. But if you want to get rid of goblins, wouldn't it be a good idea to fucking get rid of their home? You know, like, there's always gonna be more goblins if their homeland still exists. You know, you got an entire moon full of goblins to deal with there, you know? But, um, that's, oh god, I got something in my eye. Yeah. But, yeah, so it's like, getting rid of the mirror, like, unless there's there's probably gonna be other mirrors, probably, or other ways to get to the moon, so, you'd think there'd be, like, some reason to keep it, like, even if just Goblin Slayer just being like, well, I run out of goblins here today. He just ties a rope around his waist, jumps through the mirror, and just has Priestess pull him back in when he's done. Like, so, or something, or like just when he gets bored, just drop grenades through the mirror. You know, like something like that. You know, like it's just kind of, it feels like a waste to get rid of something like that. Another thing I thought was really interesting was the fact that the archpriestess, kind of set the whole thing up from the fucking start. Like, with the alligator and all that. Like, and from an in-story perspective, it's kind of like, oh, she did it for entirely selfish reasons, and she's just doing it. She's just doing her thing. It's just, yeah, like, she knew everything that was going on, she orchestrated parts of it, and she's just doing what she's doing. And it just, it's alright, but I feel like maybe it's the meta-narrative bleeding in, because at the same, and I know, a lot of you hate me saying meta-narrative, because you don't want to, because you're like, no, it's not a D&D campaign, but from panels I've been linked on the manga of stuff that got skipped, yeah, no, it's literally a D&D campaign, and Goblin Slayer is literally fucking represented by a small figure. And that's interesting. But it definitely feels like the universe, or the DM in this case, is trying really, 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 really hard to yank Goblin Slayer back on the rails. Just yank him back on, like, fight the Dark Lord, you fucking cuck! And Goblin Slayer's going, no. And, like, he's tried throwing titties at him. He's tried throwing the Call of Adventure at him. He's tried throwing duplicity at him. Like, and I feel like the rest of this series, like, until Goblin Slayer actually goes off and actually fights the Dark Lord, I feel like every single arc we get is going to be the universe. I'll say the universe, just, you know, so it removes the meta-narrative aspect from it, but it's still goddamn there. Still goddamn there. The universe is just throwing all these different plot hooks at Goblin Slayer to try and get him to follow the story, and he's going, no. And it's interesting, because it makes me wonder, like, what else? Is he gonna meet an NPC that literally fucking stabs him in the back? Is he gonna discover that one of his childhood friends was secretly in league with the goblins? Like, you know, just something like that is going on, and honestly, like, it's something that could be cool, but also it could also very, very, very easily become extremely trite and bleh. So I don't know where the story's going, because I don't even think the story knows where the story's going, because I know where it wants to go. It wants to have Goblin Slayer go fight the Dark Lord, but Goblin Slayer's going, nah fam, fuck that. Don't wanna. I wanna go fight some goblins. And even when, like, the Archpriestess is like, save me, and he's like, no. Like, the look on her face, that just, to me, is just, that's the DM going, dude, what the fuck? And he had to hard pivot it. Because if Goblin Slayer pisses off the priestess, yeah, then the story is just done, because it becomes the archpriestess trying to fucking kill him. And it's just interesting. It's interesting, like, and I get it. Like, looking at it from the meta-narrative perspective isn't always the best thing to do, but I feel like it works exceedingly well for this series. Like, exceedingly well, yes. And fucking, it's neat. It's neato. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. But that's all I got for this, so let me know what you think down there in the comments, everybody, because, like, this episode went really fucking quick. Like, the combat was, like, combat's always good in this fucking series. It's always good. We ain't got, like, an overabundance of CG. We've got interesting, like, fucking thing. We got, like, a little bit of realism there. Like, with, like, oh, I ran out of arrows. Oh, no. And she has to use the goblin arrows. There was a little bit of a thing where, like, at the start it looked like she only had one fucking arrow, but then she had, like, fucking 8. But alright then. Alright then, whatever. And just... is neat. Like just seeing how creative the battles are, and like my praise of it hasn't really changed since the first fucking episode. Like, the battles are neat, they're realistic, and they're creative. You don't gotta go more specific than that. It's good. The choreography's good too, and it's nice and quick. And it's fun. It's fun. But yeah, like this episode did go like really fast though. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I don't know. Like, it just... like, I'm used to it being a little bit slower paced. Like, in this show, this one just kind of sped it up, and it did serve it fairly well. You had, like, a really tense, like, dangerous situation with all the goblins rushing in. And that's fine. That's fine. It worked. It worked. But let me know what you think down there in the comments. Whether you agree with me, you disagree with me, you want to bring up something I omitted, because I do that sometimes. And yeah, and if you want to support me on Patreon, you can always... if you want to support the channel monetarily, you can always support me on Patreon, which gets you a special patrons-only Discord channel in the open Discord server, which you should join anyway, because, oh boy, I'm always there. Fucking there's always messages, oh boy, yay! That's not sarcasm. I do actually like talking to people on Discord. It's fun. Yeah. And also got our patrons only movie night coming up sometime this December. Do not know when we're going to do it. So we're gonna have to just figure that out. Yeet. And I don't know what we're gonna be watching either, so still have to figure that one out too. So, yeah, everybody, as always, I am Nozz. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit, and I'll see you in the next video. The most one we've all become a trash mammal today, and I will see you around.